Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Trevor Jackson, and you were listening to On That Note with the legend Shawn Stockman. You do not want to miss this episode. One love. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to On That Note. My name is Shawn Stockman. I am your host, and this is the podcast where we speak a language that we all understand, and that is motherfucking music. You understand what I'm saying? So right now we have a special guest, become a really good friend of mine, as really fast too. Like, you know what I mean? Like the energy was just undeniable, man. He's an incredible young veteran. He's a veteran, folks. He's young, but he's a veteran. So don't let the age fool you. Who, although has definitely acquired envious career stats thus far, has an even brighter future ahead of him. A Broadway actor at the age of 8 years old. He's an established actor known for his roles as Professor Aaron Jackson on Grownish, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's right. That's right.
All right. Zurich in Burning Sands and Superfly in a major motion picture. He was the guy dipped in all white. You know what I mean? Doing this fly shit. He also played Chris McDuffie in the Disney Channel movie Let It Shine and Kevin Blake on the sci-fi series Eureka. His music career is just as impressive as his album Love Language's super dope collection of what I personally believe is a highly esteemed representation of what the future of music can actually be.
Oh, that means a lot.
I'm just saying.
Thank you very much.
I'm just saying. I actually love your music.
Thank you, man. It means
You know what I mean?
the world.
And we've had a conversation. We'll talk about it, but
Yeah.
we'll explain why. He's an actor, singer, songwriter, producer, rapper, and heartthrob. The ladies love him. And he loves his mama. Ladies and gentlemen,
I do.
please welcome to On That Note, my brother, the very talented Trevor Howard Lawrence Jackson.
What up?
Or you can call him Trevor Jackson.
Thank you, man. Hey, that was the best intro I've ever had. And from the legend Shawn, dog.
Come on, man.
It's crazy. I can only refer to him like that. I'm like the legend Shawn. I can't just say his name.
Stop it.
Wait,
Stop
so
it.
we were talking. Should we say how we first met?
Yeah, come on.
Okay. So this is still surreal for me at this moment, but I'm cooler now. I'm simmered down. But when we first met, we were at the BMI Awards, and it's hard for people who are so incredible at what they do, and it just comes so naturally. And when you've done it for so long, it's hard to truly understand the scope of your reach and like your impactfulness as a artist. And for me, being a young black man from Indiana who grew up singing, it was Michael, it was Boyz II Men, it was Brian McKnight. Those are the people that I listened to all day, every day, right? So I'm at the BMI Awards, and they're like, oh, they're over there. And I was like, what? They're here, right? So we walk over there, and the minute I meet them, I start like getting a little misty-eyed, and we're about to take a picture, and I think they think I'm playing. I'm like, I'm about to cry, but I like had some genuine tears come down because I just couldn't believe it. And not only was it like I got to meet them, but they like knew who I was. He was like talking about my songs, like music and stuff, and I was just like so. And it's crazy because I know you don't know that, but in that moment, I was going through some hard like personal stuff in my life at that time, and I needed that. That. It was like such an on time, like, hey, you're doing okay, man. Hey, you're on the right track.
Right.
Hey,
right.
your efforts aren't going to waste.
Right.
Like,
Right.
so that was some affirmations that I needed, and just confirmation that, hey, I'm doing what I was born to do.
Yes.
Which is music, and man. And then started working.
Well, you've been doing it since you were born.
Yeah, a long time.
You've been doing a long time.
Long time.
And again, just knowing that and watching your development, just being still just, and what I'm impressed the most about is you haven't lost yourself. Like, there are a lot of young actors that start off young, that you hear about them in TMZ and on the news and just bugging out and everything, like, because they just couldn't handle the pressures of being a child star or entertainer or anything like that. It's really hard.
Yeah.
So when I met you, and then when we reached out again on Instagram, I think it was around the time of the Residuals challenge.
Yeah.
And just showing each other mutual love and respect. He's like, yo, we need to get together. And normally, even me, after 33 years, you kind of hear that and go, yeah.
Exactly.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But we actually got together.
Yeah.
We made
a smash.
We made a dope record.
And it wasn't like we went through and like tried to do an idea. It was like the first idea, boom. Boom.
Yeah. No, it was crazy.
It was magic.
So, and then just the way that we vibed, the conversations that we had and all that other stuff, man. Like, you're a good spirit.
Thanks, man.
And I think that I'm happy to have met somebody as young as you are, and somebody like you that still has the type of like just energy and personality that you have, because I get jaded because there's so many people in the industry that are just so jacked up.
Yeah, just a-holes,
and,
man.
and just not normal. Like I think a lot of why I don't have as many friends in the business is because people in the game is just not fucking normal. You just want to have a conversation.
It's monkey in a barrel syndrome almost.
It's weird.
What can I get from you? How can I one up you right now? How can you help me? Like it's the love part, and that's why when you say like, oh, you're a good person or like that, those are the things I pride myself on.
Yeah.
Because my avenue could be anything. My avenue could be basketball. My avenue could be painting. My avenue could be a motivational speaking.
Right.
But my tools that God gave me is music and acting, and I'm gonna use those.
Right
but
on.
they're to achieve unity. They're to achieve peace. They're to achieve inspiration of another person. And that's why when I walk into a room, I don't care who it is. Everybody, hey, how you doing? Every single person, the guy behind the camera, the guy in front of the camera, the guy taking the tracks. Like when I'm on my set, when I was on Grownish, everybody, they know me. I'm walking in there and I don't care if, you know what I mean? But that's just, and I also would want that. And that also would maybe motivate me. I don't know if I was on the other side of that, that would change the course of my day. So I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
I was kind of having a shit day until that guy just like gave me a hug or like asked me about myself.
And that's why I love the person that you are. Outside of you being a talented dude, outside of you being a talented brother, like you have the type of spirit that will create longevity for you. Because what people don't understand is that you can be really talented, but if you're an asshole, you only have but only so many minutes in that 15 minutes of fame that you got. You will do something to piss off the wrong person that will end your career.
Yeah.
So as long as you're able to still just be the person that you are, no matter what you go through, because you're going to go through shit.
Yeah.
You're going to go through things. You're going to have dips in your career. Name one legend that hasn't, but still somehow rose up and did what they had to do.
Yeah.
That's part of it. That's
the
life.
Hero's journey.
Yeah, that's life though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but again, man, this is Trevor Jackson, folks. You got a glimpse. You get a glimpse of who he is. So we're going to get more into it, okay?
Yeah,
now,
for
I
sure.
like to do a segment with every guest. I like to tell all of the audience to close their eyes, okay? Because Trevor is going to take us back. I'd call this segment, We Gonna Go Back, Way Back in a Time, or the acronym would be WIBIT, right? Right? So we're going to go back
Okay.
to Naptown.
Okay.
Let's say about 2001. You were about 5.
Oh, shit.
You're like 5 years old. Give us the landscape, give us the sights, smells, and most importantly, the sounds inside the household. What was the music Trevor Howard Lawrence Jackson was inspired by that helped create the name, the guy that we know as Trevor Jackson?
Okay. Probably in Sonesta, probably on Sonesta Lane. Me and my brother. My brother's here, by the way. My older brother, my mom, my dad. Probably smells like there might be some grilled cheese cooking.
Grilled cheese.
Outside grass,
Fan
fresh
favorite,
cut
hood
grass.
favorite
You
for
feel
all
me?
of us.
Me and my brother were always playing basketball, and if not, we were in the room. Now, am I allowed to name artists that even personally, maybe I don't agree with their viewpoints, but I can say the music that was playing?
Yes, please.
Okay, R. Kelly.
Okay.
R. Kelly's music was playing at the time.
I mean, that was playing in 2001 in most households.
You know what
let's
I'm saying?
keep it real.
Boyz II Men.
Okay.
Michael Jackson, Brian McKnight, Elton John.
All good choices.
Yeah, the list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, those were kind of like the Phil Collins.
Ah.
Those were like a lot of things that I remember just like hearing and seeing.
Now, these artists that you mentioned, did you just listen to them, or were there, I guess you could say, they were the catalyst to your vocal style, you being a singer?
So let's be specific.
Yeah, let's be specific. Who did you listen to say, yo, I want to sound like this, or I took this from that? You know what I mean?
It was Brian McKnight,
Okay.
Boyz II Men, Chris Brown,
Yeah.
Usher, and R. Kelly.
Okay.
So those are people I listened to. But if I'm being honest, remembering like trying to re-sing riffs was Boyz II Men. That was like, I would be in my mom's car, I would be driving, and she'd be like, Trevor, again. I'd be like, rewind. Same part, boom, boom. And however many times, I'm telling you, that was and Brian McKnight too. The Crazy Love, I listened to Crazy Love. That used to be my audition song. So when I was a kid. Crazy love.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But I would be like in every audition, everything. That's the
Yeah.
song I'm singing, and then she give me love. So actually, people
Right.
may not know this, but on a song I have called "Here I Come," anyway, there's a riff at the end of that song that's the exact same riff as the Crazy Love riff.
Right. Okay.
That is the same one I did in "Here I Come." I was like, but that's fun, you know. That to me is me trying to learn a riff is almost like me playing a video game, or it's like me doing anything. It's like, okay, I didn't get it. What am I doing right? I'm doing this. I'm not doing this right time, and then you finally get it. And that just, I always try and do things that remind me that life is going to be okay, because a lot of times it isn't. But I know that there is a way to overcome, because I've done it so many times in the video games, or vocally, or making a song.
For sure. I mean, video games is a metaphor for life. But we're going to go back to what you just said, because my partner Brian and I were just talking before you came in. And we were talking about how as artists and as singers, we revel in saying, hey, I stole this riff from this person.
Oh, yeah. Because it took me forever to get it.
Right. So that's like a medal of honor, where you hear a riff or anything like that. There's a few riffs that that I know I stole doing Boyz II Men records from gospel groups like Commission and the Winans.
Kimberell.
And all those other guys. So like we rob them, and when we get excited when we see them, because when we see them, we say, hey, I've robbed you.
Yeah, literally.
I ripped you off and made a great record, so thank you. You know what I mean? And,
seriously.
And that's what it's all about. It's about,
we're a part of each other.
That's it.
That just echoes what we were talking about at the beginning.
Yes.
We're a part of each other.
That's right.
You know? And I'm sure they got it from somebody. They got it from a grandmama. They got it from,
that's right.
You know, they heard somebody doing it.
That's what makes music, because you've heard it before.
Yeah.
So when you hear somebody else do it, you go, man, that sounds good. So it lets people know that you have those types of sensibilities, that I know about this.
Yeah.
So it's almost that connection. Again, the reason why this podcast is as successful as it is, I believe, is because there's a connection.
Yeah.
When people hear about the songs that my guests listen to or sing or whatever, it impacted them just as much as it impacted my guests.
Yeah.
So it's the tie that binds us all. Music,
I
don't care what color you are, age, group, whatever. We all have certain songs that we all agree is soulful and it's good for the spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. That's
100%.
what makes our music such a beautiful thing. Now, bro, you have an eclectic style.
Yeah, for sure. Listening wise, people can't stand being in the car with me because I'm a verse hook, change the song guy.
Yeah.
But it goes from, it could start on some heavy metal goth.
Yeah, see, I wanted to touch on that, because it's like you being the singer that you are, and me being privy to some of the new music that you didn't release, that you released.
That was a good day.
And I was listening, I was like, yo, this is R&B, it's pop, it's alternative, kind of folky.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a blend of genres that normally don't go together.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I know you mentioned the singers that you love to emulate, but there had to be other forms of music that inspired that. Like, what other songs? Like, what other groups?
Gary Laveau, who I love from Rascal Flatts, is one of my favorite vocalists too. Gary Laveau is crazy.
He's stupid.
And I like a lot of raspy stuff too. Like, maybe they're not vocally, but like Nickelback or like and those are melody heavy songs too. So I listen to a lot of the other stuff just to throw off the scent when I'm doing like melody. So like I'll take a classic R&B beat, and then you know what I did one time actually? I listened to the Sweeney Todd soundtrack before I went to the studio. And I knew all the songs were going to be like R&B songs, whatever.
Right.
But I wanted to just have a different melody in my head.
Yeah.
And so I listened to the Sweeney Todd soundtrack, and then I took a top line from Sweeney Todd, and I was like, made it the hook, and I was like, this shit is rocking. Right? But it's just it's almost too to just entertain yourself. I feel like when you've done the same stuff so many times, you're just like, how can I do this but do it different? How can I, and I feel like I'm always inspired by, it could be something I hear on the plane that they just have playing. I'm like, oh, who's this? Shazam. Or I'll be in the elevator. Or,
Yeah. But it's funny because people outside try to typecast Black people as to, I just listen to Black music. And that is
a rapper? That's my least
all
favorite
the
thing.
time.
they see me with chains on, or if I'm first class, or if I'm somewhere where they feel like they should be at.
Yeah.
Are you a rapper? Or you play ball? Are you a ball player? And I always throw them off with this. Actually, I'm a country artist. Look me up.
Right. Exactly.
Country?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I told somebody I was a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
Because it was like, just an old white
It's
lady.
believable, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the glasses. But
No, you're very well put together, so it makes sense.
I mean, yeah, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like,
Where were you?
I was on a plane, going on a plane, and little short white lady, probably said nigga comes. I'm joking.
Yeah, no, you're not joking, and it's not probably. She definitely has.
Did she tell you you were driving an Escalade?
She's like, right. She's like, do you rap? Do you like it's the rap?
You can't even say it. You can't even say it.
Do you rap? I was like, no, I'm actually a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
And I kind of walked off.
Well, what'd she say? What was her face?
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah. See?
yeah.
But that's messed up.
Black
You know
folks,
what I mean?
we read books from time to time.
We read books from time to time, and we do and to have money, there's many avenues to have money. It's not playing basketball, and it's not rapping. You can do a lot of other things.
Oh, yes.
I remember I was in Italy, and they were like, no, sir. No, I don't. I can.
You know what
I'll
I'm
bust
saying?
your ass right now, some one-on-one, but I don't play professionally, sir.
Right. You know what I mean? So, but honestly, we're gonna stick to the stereotypes real quick. Okay. Since we're on the topic.
Let's do it.
You surf.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if I have to be stereotypical,
Yeah.
that's not typical of a black man
No, it
from
ain't.
Indiana
No, it ain't.
that surfs.
That's
I
part
saw
of
the
it.
Puddles video.
Yeah.
And
I wasn't even really surfing in that, but I showed you the other footage of you
yeah,
actually surfing.
but in the video, he was getting it.
A little something.
Yeah, I was like, yo, where did you learn or rather acquire this love for surfing? Because if I can recall, Indiana ain't near no ocean.
So let me say this. What most people don't know, the first ever recorded people to surf are from Africa, black people from Africa to surf. And they try to say, oh, it was a Hawaiian sport first, or it was blah, blah. The first surfers, that had, you could see it, was in Africa.
How about that?
So what I want to say to all black people that are watching this, please go to the ocean. They're going to say and do anything to make you afraid. You think you're going to get bit by a shark? You're not. You think you're going to drown? You're not, unless you don't know how to swim. Know how to swim before you go to the beach. But there is so much power in the water, guys. So much power. So much power in the water. All the energy, you're born, your water breaks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a huge part of who we are. And for me, it saved my life. When I was stressed out about life, stressed out about my career, I go to the ocean. And I always say this, I feel baptized every time I get out the ocean.
Wow.
I feel baptized every single time. I feel closer to God. I feel more clear-headed. I feel like, oh, bet. All right, this is what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
But they don't want us there. And for me, I've realized the most racist sports are the white people sports. Golf and surfing. Yeah. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, they're the root. I've had people try to hit me with golf balls before, talking shit, you don't belong here and there, like a whole bunch of shit, right? But I'm like, if a white boy come on a basketball court, what we do? Hey, bro, good job, man.
Right.
Go ahead, put a shot up, dog. You got it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the type of people we are.
That's the type of people
But they
we are.
hate seeing me out there, and that's why I love it.
Yeah, right.
That's like 80% of why I love surfing. They hate seeing me out there, bro.
Yeah.
Especially that I'm like good, you know? And I'm like on the wave, catching waves and shit. And
No,
they're
you
like,
got skills, bro.
You know, so, I was a skateboarder first. So I was obsessed with Tony Hawk when I was a kid. I was obsessed with the video game. And then I was like, I want to do this for real. So I just kind of went outside and started teaching myself how to skate. And there was a moment in my life where I had to choose, because I was like at the skate park and there was some scouts there or whatever. And they were like, you know, you want to get sponsored? Like, we're about to do a skate tour. Like, you get sponsored. But my mom sat me down and she's like, you have to choose. Like, do you want to do the music? Do you want to do be an entertainer? Or do you want to do skating? Because this is they're both possible right now.
Right.
I was like, I want to entertain, but I can't skate a little, right? So I didn't really do that, but skating had always been a part of my life. So then I'm on Lion King tour, traveling, and we're in Hawaii, and I was like, these motherfuckers are skateboarding on the water. What is this? I've never seen this before. I didn't even know what surfing was, but I'm seeing these people float on the water.
Right.
And I said, I want to do that. First day I went out, I stood up, I knew how to do it. And then I didn't surf for about 8 years, and I was out here in LA, and somebody was like, you surf? I was like, yeah, bro. And I went out there and I got demolished. And that's all it takes for me to be good at anything, is be embarrassed one time.
Sure.
I will be the best black surfer in town. And it's the same with chess. I remember that's how I got good at chess again. Somebody beat my ass at a party and everybody's like, and I'm talking shit before.
Yeah.
I played chess, well.
Right.
Beat me in like 3 moves. I said, okay.
Yeah.
I got the app. I'm at home. I'm doing diagrams.
No, real talk. I'm the same exact way. I hate being challenged or when someone tells me no.
Yeah.
When someone tells me I can't do something.
Oh, yeah.
It becomes my lifelong mission.
Your mission, yeah.
to actually do it and then do it to fucking death.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what's the tallest wave you've ever surfed?
Probably like 12 feet.
12 feet?
12 feet, yeah. I'm not doing the 25s. I don't need it. You know, there's some people that need that.
Right.
I don't need that. I want a nice left. It can be from 6 to 8. I don't even need a 12-foot wave. I'm just 6 to 8 foot wave, enough to where I can get a little barrel in there.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
I've seen,
oh man,
I'm sure we all have seen
100-foot wave.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous. You know how many people die on that wave? That wave in Nigeria?
Really, they actually die?
Yeah, that's the wave in Portugal you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All the time. It's that they call it the suicide wave. If like you don't know what you're doing, you will die. There's no shot.
Wow.
That's the closest I've ever been to dying was surfing. I almost drowned. And that moment, I was never the same. I developed like a noticeable anxiety. I feel like I've always had it, but it was noticeable now. After that experience, I can feel my chest closing up if something like is about to happen to me.
Yeah.
Or like I feel like, but it didn't happen until I had that experience.
Right.
But after that experience, even if I go surf and I see a wave for a second, I feel my chest tighten. I'm like, oh, that's what that feels like. To not be able to control, like, because your body's reacting to this. You almost died last time you did this shit.
It's kind of a rush.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But dude, I had to go. So I was out there and I have never begged for my life. I was screaming at the top of my lungs,
wow.
God, please, like ripping my vocal cords. Someone, please, God, help me. And my homie who surfs was like, dude, you're good. And I was like, no, he's like, swim out. I was like, okay. Like crying, bro, bawling my eyes out.
Wow.
I finally, it had ripped my board for me. I mean, it was a huge day. It was like a stormy day. And I was just out there. And then I get back to the beach, and I'm looking out in the water, and I went back to my hotel, and I was like, I have to go tomorrow morning. And
Hell
so
yeah.
I went the next day, and now, I'm back. But if I didn't go, I probably would have never surfed again.
Wow.
That's how scared I was, dude.
I'm fascinated with water.
Yeah.
Like I've always had this.
Powerful, man.
It has a mystique,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm terrified of it.
Yeah.
Because as much as I love watching whales and all that, like I have friends that swam with blue whales. They have pictures and videos of them swimming with big ass blue whales, and they look this small.
Yeah.
And I think if I saw anything that large coming towards me in a realm where I am not the master, I might have passed out underwater or some shit. Yeah, like it's but I want to do it. Like it's weird. Like I'm scared of it, but one day I hope to grow enough cojones to actually do it.
Here's how I feel about what you just said is, because it's the same with people sometimes when they tell me they're afraid of heights or things like that. It's like, one, you fly on planes. Two, you're in heights. You're on a Earth planet that's in the middle of space. And then when you go to the fact of you saying something, you were saying a zone where you aren't the master, right?
Right.
I'm like, we never are. We never the master anywhere we're at. In a car, on a plane, at a restaurant. Somebody could just walk in it. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about life.
Right.
So when people say that, and I'm like, yo, bro, but look right now, a comic could come, we don't have control over it.
Yeah.
So it's like, we do have control about fighting that, which is why I love that you said, even though I feel that way, I still want to.
Right.
I feel that way about everything in my life. I am scared often. And people are like, oh, Trevor's just happy to look at. I'm scared all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm choosing to face it and smile while I do it. And like you said, it gives me that rush.
Yeah.
But it also is like, I don't know. I won't accept circumstantial emotion. Like this thing may be made to make people feel like this, but I'm gonna choose to feel like this.
Right. Right. Well, it's funny because it correlates to the chain around your neck. Now I'm sure you've explained this before.
Yes, I got you.
Yeah, but explain this again. You have a hammerhead shark and Crocs.
And Crocs.
Around your
and
neck.
he's biting a paintbrush. The paintbrush fell off, but
well, that means something. That symbolizes pretty much what we're listening to right now as far as who he is, who Trevor Jackson is. Can you explain why you chose that hammerhead shark as
so hammerhead shark obviously isn't the quote unquote first thing you think of when you think shark. You think regular shark, right? Hammerhead shark I like because it's a little different. But sharks in general, my whole life, my dad, my mom, my brother, everybody that's ever known me is like, Trevor, slow down. Trevor, slow down. Trevor, stop. Just sit down. Just stop doing stuff. Like, just chill. And sharks will die if they do those things. Sharks will die if they stop swimming. Even when they're asleep, they're still swimming forward.
Right.
And I feel like that's why I have a hard time going to bed. I'm just always ready to go. And I can't stop it. And so that's how I feel even when it comes to the music, even though I haven't put an album out. You heard I have 4 albums I'm sitting on. I just cannot stop.
Which is insane.
Making it. Thank you, bro. Insane. But I just keep making it. And also the Crocs thing is a huge part of my identity in terms of
Persona?
owning who I am, like,
Yeah.
and sticking to my guns. Because for a long time, I was told what to wear, what
Right.
to sing, who to be. And when it came to Crocs, even before Crocs were huge, I was wearing Crocs, and everybody's like, "Oh, you wearing Crocs?"
Right.
On Grownish, they wanted me to not wear Crocs, and I said, "I want my character to wear Crocs." So they make fun of it in the show. Oh, this guy has a rat tail and he wears Crocs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like it, because I like it,
Love that.
and that's okay.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? And we live in a world where these kids, because it doesn't look good on TV or they say it doesn't, that makes it fact. And now I don't know if I was talking to you about this, but I always say we can miss out on the greatest vocalist of our time because he thinks it's corny.
Man.
We could miss out on the greatest entertainer of all time because
Man.
he thinks it's corny.
Man.
Because it isn't cool to be on TV. It's not cool to be an actor. It's not cool to try.
Yeah.
We live in a world where these kids, I'm telling you, anytime anybody puts any effort, oh my God, he actually tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shouldn't we all be doing that?
Just remember, kids, people thought Prince was weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got rejected by so many labels
Yeah.
before somebody gave him a shot.
One of the greatest artists of all time. He's a huge reason why I started writing my own music, playing guitar.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix played the guitar, according to traditionalists, wrong.
Yeah.
Completely in every way.
Yeah.
First, it was upside down.
Then it's on the other side.
Then it's on the other side. And then he played in ways and played chords that every guitar teacher would scoff at.
Yeah.
But he's Jimi fucking Hendrix.
He's Jimi Hendrix.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You almost got to be like how Batman impersonates Bruce Wayne instead of Bruce Wayne impersonating Batman.
Ooh, that was deep. I love that,
You
actually.
understand?
I love that.
Batman is who he really is.
Yeah. I like that. That's an act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne is an impersonation.
It
He
does feel like
hides.
he's actually, when you just said that, because I don't know, I've been rewatching all of the Dark Knights, Batman Begins, Dark Knights, and Dark Knight Rises, all that.
Mhm.
Incredible piece of cinema.
Yep.
But it's funny, he looks most uncomfortable in the suit.
In the suit.
In the dress up suit.
Awkward.
He just looks like,
Awkward.
you know, but when he puts that shit on, he's like, what's up? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. He becomes who he really is.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's what he turned into.
Yeah.
And he never changed from that. But to keep the world safe, he puts on a suit.
Yeah. Seriously.
But if he could, he'd probably walk around the street
yeah.
and in a
In a
bat
Batman
suit all
suit.
day.
Yeah.
Because he feels the most comfortable. Now,
Yeah.
being a singer, actor, rapper, and a bunch of other shit, surfer, all of that stuff, it takes a lot of concentration to be all of those things. How do you transform
Mhm.
from being a singer, being in the studio, then going to a movie set, then going back into a studio, producing records?
Mhm.
How do you manage the ebb and flow of that?
I try to attack the moment. That to me, I find the most real thing. So like, even you can ask Ian, like when I'm hearing beats, it's typically the first or second beat I hear that I'm gonna make a song to, because it's whatever comes to me first without me fiddling with it. Whatever God is giving me first, the innate reaction to the beat, the innate reaction to the scene. I just try to stay as close to the moment as I can and not future trip. I do that. I only future trip when I'm not doing shit. But like when they're like, hey, you need to go on stage, I'm only on the stage. Or you
Right.
need to make a song, I'm only doing the melody. I don't see or hear anything else. When I'm playing chess, I'm only worrying about beating you in chess.
Yeah.
But it's like in the in-between moments, or when I'm like, I gotta do this, then I gotta do that, and then if I don't do this, I gotta do this right, and I'm kind of losing my mind.
Yeah.
But once the work is in front of me, that's it.
Yeah.
You know? It's almost like being starving and then someone puts a fresh plate of food in your front of your
Yeah.
face. I'm not worried about a napkin or a fork. I'm right here to kill this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's kind of like how I feel like I've been able to do multiple things, is because I'm not thinking about nothing else except that thing.
The cool thing about acting to me is how, again, actors prepare. And have you ever tried the science of method acting? Because I remember seeing a interview of Will Smith when he was filming Pursuit of Happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And he immersed himself in that character so much that when we would come home from set, he said he would stand at the front door and he would see his kids and just start bawling because he didn't
Yeah.
dump.
I have a life that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm portraying a guy who doesn't have these things.
And he just started bawling to the point where Jada had to say, you know, after you finish this, you need to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You need to detox that character out of yourself and become Will again.
Yeah.
The same thing with Hilary Swank and Boys Don't Cry.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody knows the story, you know, she was a girl hiding as a boy.
Mm.
And she became this character so much that she said she literally had to leave her family for like a month because she couldn't
Yeah, it's hard.
get that character out of her. We all heard about Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
And how the Joker.
That was in the middle of filming.
Yeah. And that's how the Joker pretty much put him in such a dark place.
That's one of those like, I don't care. Because that's his character, right? I don't care.
Yeah.
So
Right.
if you're already thinking about shit like that,
Yeah.
and you dive into that, it's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Jack Nicholson told him, because Jack Nicholson obviously played the Joker before him. And he told Heath, he was like, bro, be careful. Because this is a different type of character.
Yeah.
That if you go too deep down in a rabbit hole, it might take you a second to get out of it.
Yeah.
And,
One thing Chadwick Boseman told me, rest his soul, by the way. Let's give a round of applause for
Yes.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yes. Amazing.
Incredible.
Incredible.
But that was one of the first times I met him. He told me that. He said, I can tell you anything. When you leave set, wash it off. I don't care what the role is. It could be a small role, it could be a big role. He said, wash it off because it stays on you and it'll stay with you. And then it's no longer you. You know what I'm saying? So that was something he said. But for me personally, have I done method acting? I think the closest I've done was Burning Sands.
Okay.
Which was all I did was tried not to sleep the entire time for like a month and a half. I tried like to get the least amount of sleep I could get. And I would like punish myself in the bathroom, like with just like slaps into my face, into my neck, and just really be on the brink. But doing it all the time and being like, fuck, every time I go into the bathroom, I have to hit myself like a bunch of times.
Wow.
And I was just trying to get used to that feeling. But that's the closest. That was like the only time I've gone away and come back and people are like, whoa, it's a little different.
Yeah.
A little different.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I was torturing myself for fucking however long to try and you know, but God is good too because I'll do a project like that. Then the next 7 years, I'm laughing on set.
That's
I'm doing
awesome.
Grownish.
Yes.
And then now that I do that, I was like, God, I want some more serious. Okay, now I get to be a doctor. I'm about to do some more serious stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, I get to dance.
Can we talk about Grey's Anatomy, your new role?
Let's go.
I mean, there wasn't much information divulged. So what can you divulge? Like, can you tell us?
I can say that I'll be around.
Okay.
I'm gonna be around.
Okay.
For some time.
Okay.
But
congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was so cool, man. That's such a legendary show, and it's crazy. Right before I went for my first day, I found out Denzel, one of his first jobs, was on a doctor show.
I didn't know
which is
that.
called I'm spacing on the name.
Would it be Saint Elsewhere?
Yes,
Saint Elsewhere. He was on Saint Elsewhere.
Yes, Saint Elsewhere.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I used to watch Saint Elsewhere.
but it
That's
just felt
interesting.
good. I'm like, that's one of my favorite actors of all time. I'm just
Yeah.
like, wow.
Yeah.
So it's good, man. And so many legendary actors have been on that show. It just feels really, again, it's one of those affirmation things. It's like you've been doing it for a long time, but then you have a certain system or organism acknowledge you as suitable to be a part of it.
It's a legendary show.
Yeah.
And one of my family's favorites. Like we watched it from the very beginning. And,
Wow.
And it's probably one of the longest running syndicated shows.
Yeah,
out.
it is.
And it's
22 seasons?
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, I'll be on the 22nd season.
That's awesome.
And we start filming here soon. But yeah, dude, I'm stoked. I'm just stoked to remember we were talking about just the new thing, like throwing yourself into something, not knowing why, but attacking it, even though I'm a little scared. Like that's how I feel about it.
You're gonna crush that.
Thanks, man.
You're gonna crush it, like without a doubt. Like if you've seen anything that Trevor does or has done, and seen his ability to act and to fall into a character, you'll know that Grey's Anatomy it fits perfectly for you.
Thank you, man.
Is it a whole new cast?
Not a whole new cast, but I think 2 people left, and so I'm coming in as like an intern now.
Yeah.
And
okay. So you will develop. And,
I
I love it. The character development is popping.
Yeah, I've been a little intern for a bit.
Yeah.
But it's cool too, just because, you know, Debbie Allen, who's a huge part of the show, we were just talking, and she was like, it just, the show needed this, like this new energy, this new vibe.
Yes.
So I'm excited to just go and be myself, you know, and collab with some really talented people. I'm realizing more now than ever that the collaboration and the togetherness is what makes me feel good in life.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when I'm by myself, I can just kind of like, but the minute I get around people, I'm like, oh.
Speaking of which, you and I have been fortunate enough to collab together,
Oh yeah.
make some music. Let me tell you something about this guy. His energy, and first of all, he's hella fluent in the studio. He's sick with it. Like, he'll have a part, he'll sing a background, he do it wrong, click, clack, sings it real quick, boom, back. Like he's a dream engineer. Like, if I had this dude as an engineer, I probably would have had 100 more songs done in my career, because he's quick. Like, he's quick. He has his ideas. He sings them with a level of passion and intensity every part, every time.
Thank you.
And
man.
no, again, I'm just kind of giving you guys a scope on who this guy is. Like, he is a very, very passionate human being with everything, and especially with the music. You mentioned you have 4 albums
Yeah, I can tell you the names if
in
you
the
want.
tuck.
Yeah.
Now, this current one,
Current one that just dropped, it's
yes,
complicated.
It's complicated. Now, this is just a volume 1, so to speak,
This
right?
is kind of like the beginning of the story that I'm about to unfold.
Okay.
So it's complicated. It's just basically, I was in a space of like, we always hear side chick, side chick, side chick. And me, I've been the side guy a bunch of times. And I was like, I don't hear songs about that. And I don't really know if guys want to admit to that. But it's fun for a while being the side guy. And then you might end up liking that person and being like, she's going back to that guy. But and it's oftentimes what we don't have, we want it, and then we get it, and it's like, it's cool, I want the other thing. You know, the other shiny thing.
Yeah.
But so this is the opening of it being like, okay, these are just 2 people that are messing with each other from afar.
Mm-hmm.
So then the next album is explaining, okay, they used to be together.
Yeah.
That's why they were messing with each other. So this is the breakup album, right? A little prequel. And then now it's like, okay, now I'm over it. I'm not messing with you no more. Fuck it being complicated. I'm out here. I'm having motion. So that's the next album. It's a party album. All the songs are about the club. All the songs are about diamonds. All the songs are about girls.
Right.
This is what one of the lines I have in the song is like, back outside and I'm in these streets, switching these lanes, but pray for me. Girl, I'm a star. Go to space with me. Put you on a galaxy. You had to go and turn your back on me. Now bitches and diamonds, they all on me. This isn't who I wanted to be. I wanted to be a regular guy, but you had to turn your back on me, so now bitches and diamonds are all on me.
The guy's prolific.
He's on some like Isley Brothers shit right
the
now.
guy's prolific. Like, I'm telling you, like lyrically, like, just listening to how he puts his words together and everything. Like, he is one of the better songwriters in the industry right now. Like, straight
you,
up
man.
and down. Like I would listen to the stuff that he would play me, that you would play me, and I'd be like, yo.
That was his face though. That was his face. He was like,
yeah, I was listening and be like, yo, damn, I would have never. That's fucking fly.
thanks.
Like,
bro.
just how you put it together. The wordplay is just sick. Now, but let's go back real quick.
Okay, let's go.
Guy on the side, right?
Yeah.
We've heard many stories about the chick on the side, and we've been privy to hearing a lot of those stories about the plight of the side chick or whatever. What are your correlations and what are the differences
Of being
a guy on the side opposed to a chick on the side? For example, a chick on the side normally, the guy takes her out, takes her places, buys her stuff, whatever, whoop, whoop, whoop. What does the guy on the side get from
guy
the
on the
chick?
side is normally at the crib, her crib, or like a hotel somewhere. But it's never, she's not whining and dining the guy. It's like, hey, he's not here, come over. Or hey, what are you doing? I'm gonna come over real quick.
So it's sex.
Yeah, it's sex.
Strictly.
I think anybody on the side should be, me personally, I've never loved 2 women at the same time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I could give you this and give you, I've never been that guy.
Right.
But there's some guys like, yeah, that's both my girlfriends. I'm like, you have a lot of energy. Not me, nigga. Sorry. That's it. I got enough for you and my life over here.
Right.
So, but for people to be juggling like multiple families and multiple girls, I'm like, all respect to you, because that is, you got to be like James Bond for that type of shit.
Right.
But me, it's always been just sex. If I'm the guy on the side or if there's a girl on the side, it's strictly sex.
Yeah.
But I think, like you said, the difference is the girl on the side, the guy kind of has a little more, We're just a little more like nervous and scared. So what you need? How much you need? Hey, you want to go get some shoes? What's the collateral on this so you don't open your mouth?
Right.
Because y'all could just one day get mad like, I'm telling her everything. We ain't going to do that. I'm going to go blow up your whole spot. No nigga's going to be like, I'm going to go tell your dude if you stop fucking with me. Like,
right.
That's just not how we move. But women, you guys are vindictive and you guys get upset. And you want to ruin not just my life, the life of my mother, my dog.
Right. You want to blow up the whole building.
But you get what I'm saying, though. You know?
No, I absolutely.
It's different.
Absolutely.
But I have been. I don't know if I particularly like acted on it, but I think I have like raised my eyebrow a little bit. Like I was messing with a girl, and she has a dude, and I'm like, oh man, she'd be a good girlfriend. Huh? She'd be a good girlfriend. She's seen that. Not realizing she's fucking with me while she's with this dude, but right? Like saying she's a good girlfriend while she, that's humans though. We're psychotic, dude.
Right.
We know the answer to a lot of the questions that we have. We just,
we just ignore them. Now, do you
feeling?
Have you ever, now in the circumstances where you were the guy on the side?
Yeah.
How did the relationship end? Did you break up with them or did they break up with you?
There was one in particular that I want to talk about with no names, but
of course,
her dude was an artist and she was mad because I had like mentioned something in a record that we had together about the guy or something. But I didn't say the guy's name or nothing.
Right.
It was more about her, but she was like, my guy might hear the song and might want me to change it or something. I'm like, what? I'm not changing my verse or no. Like, what?
Is this a song that's out?
No.
Okay.
But it's part of the reason why I think we stopped. She was mad.
Right.
I was young and also like I'm cocky and shit. I'm like, no, my verse is fire. I'm not changing it.
Right.
And so she was like, you know what, fuck that. So then we kind of like grew apart a bit. But I'm like, it's not. Then I was like, you're mad at me that you're mad at yourself for what you're doing.
Right.
You're doing it.
Well, one thing that's weird with that is that like she, a lot of women sometimes are they're blamed for not having accountability.
Yeah.
Right.
I could say that I have met some women that don't have accountability.
Yeah. So imagine you being a guy on the side with an entity that's infamous for lacking accountability.
Yeah. Seriously.
Like there's no way.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Yeah,
it's your fault.
It's always your fault.
Always your fault. I'm telling you, one girl, she's mad, like invited me to the crib. I'm over there and then giving me attitude. And I'm like, what? And she's like, well, my dude keeps calling me and you're just like in the way. I'm like, you called me to come over. What? I don't understand. I literally don't understand. I'm like trying to eat freaking cereal with a fork, man. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I'm trying to think if there's any other. Hold on, I want to see if there's another guy on the side story.
Yeah, please tell us one. Tell us one more. Tell us one more.
I definitely think I've tried to like escape, or like I've been nervous thinking that the dude would pull up, so I would just be uncomfortable. But that's always. I'm in a different place in my life now, okay?
Yeah, right.
I don't condone. I think that black music has to start. Okay, sorry, my brain goes 50 places. Let me get this one idea out. The one idea is, why do I feel nervous around black men, right? I had this thought the other day. I said, why do most black men, when we go into a club and when we go into a party, nervous when like other black guys are around? And I'm like, because every song is talking about this nigga taking my bitch or him trying to murder me at some point, or him being better than me.
That makes sense.
But that's like literally the soundtrack.
Sense. That makes sense.
Because I was thinking, I'm like that too. Like I'll be in there and I'm like, whoa, every song is like, I'm about to take your bitch, nigga. Like,
right.
And I'm like, and this nigga's over here singing the song.
That's true.
Is he trying to take my chick or is he trying to kill me? Like, and I'm just like, white music ain't always like that.
No, it's not.
White music is about the family. White music is about the wife.
Wow.
White music is about the blah, blah, blah. And so I would like to be a part of the revolution.
That's a hot take.
Making black music more about that.
That's a hot take.
Because I want to be comfortable around people that look like me.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to feel like there's animosity every time I walk into a room and feel like niggas are trying to like. That's why I try to de-weaponize every room I'm in. I'm trying to hug everybody and be like, yo, I'm coming in with this.
Right.
You'd be weird if you came at me with hate or because I'm giving you some love.
Right.
You know?
That's a level of insecurity.
Yeah.
And not to mention, the machismo of a bunch of men somewhere, especially in a setting that has a bunch of women, and it's almost like the caveman mentality comes out, like ooga booga. I gotta be the king of all that I survey. It's a weird dynamic when it comes to chemistry with other men.
Yeah.
Like it's a very strange thing.
Yeah.
But you touched on something. And like I said, it's kind of a hot take because I mentioned this before in interviews and stuff. Like you ever notice that like with a lot of black music and black radio and turn on black radio, it's just like you said, I'm gonna take your bitch.
Like I don't have my bitch at home. Like why do I never have a woman?
Yeah,
why am I always trying to take his?
Right, nigga, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I'm better than you.
I'm better than you.
I'm flyer than you.
Yes.
I got more money than you.
Yes.
I got a bigger, on and on and on.
It's always
right?
that.
Then I switch to like maybe a hits one,
Yeah.
something like that. And the energy is completely, like it's almost gospel music.
Dude.
It's almost like religious music because everything is upbeat and happy and I love life.
You
Not
love
even necessarily
life.
I love a woman. I love life. Life is beautiful.
Yeah.
Life is cherries and you should be positive with yourself and all this other stuff. And you, again, what
It
people...
affects you. They don't know how much it affects you.
Right. And this is the cop-out that I hear a lot of artists do. Well, it's just music. You know, I ain't responsible. But you
No, you are. You are. I don't know anybody. Anybody say that to me, we gonna have to talk. Because
Yes.
what are you talking about?
You are. You are extremely
I just have a police outfit on, but I'm not responsible for if I take a life or not.
If you're about to make love to your woman, do you put on the Ozzy Brothers or Elmo?
Boom. Boom. There's one that's gonna be a little more comfortable than the other.
When you about to go work out, you have a
DMX.
workout playlist. Yeah, but my point.
You
but,
work out to love music?
Yes,
Interesting,
but the
interesting.
thing is this.
You know
The thing
why?
is this.
Love is the strongest feeling in the world, bro. It's
But
not
the-
even close.
But the
True,
thing
true.
is this. The thing is this. It puts Brian in that mode, in that tone, whatever that is.
It works for him.
It affects your spirit. That's
Right,
the whole
right,
point. The
right.
point is that music affects the spirit. I always use this as an example. When you see a medieval movie, right? And you see the leader talking to the soldiers, getting ready. He's giving them the speech. After they give the speech, they give the yeah. What happens?
Right.
That alone
Time
gets
to go.
the soldiers like
Ugh.
to get them ready.
Yeah.
So the thing is music has a spirit.
Yeah,
It has a
It does.
spirit.
It's the
Like,
vibrations of them too.
It's a
They
vibration.
put a
It's
lot
a
of stuff in the
frequency.
beat. Yeah,
Yes.
and here's my biggest issue with my existence is feeling like people don't care. People know, but they don't care. And for me, it's overwhelming to be somebody who cares so much and
Yes.
feel like I am talking to people who don't
Yes.
really want the answer.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's a hard place to be in.
yes.
And it also, those same people are people that complain about the circumstances of their life, but don't want to like put the steps in to change it. So like everybody who complains about the treatment of black people and complains about the lack of respect when it comes
Yeah.
to black people, we only promote and push us looking like fools, or you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Those are the things
Yes.
that are the money's behind, or those are the things that are retweeted the most.
Yes.
Not,
Yeah.
hey, sub to my black brothers. I'm a black man saying I love all my black brothers. I get retweeted once.
Yeah.
I say,
Right.
man, fuck that nigga that can't stand that dude.
Right.
20 million retweets.
Right. It's funny.
Because we're attacking that.
No, it's funny. I have a foundation with my wife.
Oh,
called
yeah?
Micah's Voice.
What's the name of
Because
it again?
it's about raising money and funds for children that are affected by autism. I have an autistic son.
Yeah.
And I remember raising or trying to do a fundraiser years ago. And this is when Instagram was still fairly new, but still it was hot. And all I did was I posted something on there and I let people know, hey, you know, I'm having this fundraiser. I would love for all my celebrity friends to not even necessarily donate, but just show up.
Yeah.
Because it helps
Support.
with the
Visibility.
with the visibility of the thing. And I reached out literally to a lot of people that was in my phone, never answered. So I got on Instagram and I said, let me tell y'all something. I said, this is one of the reasons why I was mad.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't about me, it was about my son.
Yeah.
So I just let my words fly. And I'm paraphrasing, but I kind of said it like this. I was like, I get mad, and it's the reason why I don't fuck with a lot of y'all. It's because all the people that I reached out to, all I asked y'all to do, and I can show y'all the text. All I asked y'all to do is just show up, show some sort of support. Show it, like put a video about it, anything, just to give this foundation a little bit of shine, and none of you motherfuckers did it. I said, I see y'all in your Maseratis and your Lamborghinis and your Ferraris and your big houses and all this jewelry. And all I asked y'all to do was just help out a brother and help his foundation out. And I said, y'all ain't shit.
Yeah, that's real.
Y'all ain't
that's
shit. Like,
real.
none of y'all niggas ain't shit. And I was so pissed off.
You know what you would have said? Hey, guys, there's something in the Grammy committee or something we can get. Like, how many people hit you back?
Right.
Or if they feel like it's benefit, that's.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sorry that you had to
No,
experience that.
it's cool because
I know,
what's
but that's
funny is
BS.
the people that showed up, was meant to showed up.
And now you're going to remember that forever, too.
And we raised a lot of money.
Well, Shawn,
So
this is a good moment for you to talk about you have a foundation event coming up.
I do.
This is a good moment to give you some light and talk about it.
I have a foundation event coming up April 29th. It's not open to the public this time, but it is private and it is invitation only. And again, I'm gonna send you one if you're able
please.
to come.
I would love to
if you're
come.
able to come, and again, if you can't, I get it.
Yeah, but I would love to
I
come.
understand.
But Shawn, can people donate online or something?
Yeah, you can donate online. You can go to micahsvoice.com. You can donate online. MICAHSVOICE.com. And again, this benefits families that are affected by autism. It's very expensive for a single parent, especially in this climate, to provide provisions for that child. So we raise money to give people grants to be able to afford those behaviorists and occupational therapists and all those other people.
It's a lot.
You know, it's a lot. So, and we're just trying to do our share. The government ain't doing much of shit and all this other stuff. So this is why we did it. Because we, in the journey of all this, we met a lot of parents that were affected by this and was hurt because they couldn't afford. We was like, yo, my wife and I was like, we got to do something.
Yeah.
You know, we were blessed to be able to afford a lot of it. But even then, looking at the bills at the end of the year, we like, God damn, like there's no way a normal family would be able to afford any of this stuff. So that's why Micah's Voice exists. April 29th, we're throwing a beautiful event. Boyz II Men is performing, Babyface is performing, D Nice will be there, and Joe Coy is going to be the host. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And there's a lot of people that's going to hopefully show up. And
I would love to come, man.
Yeah, just come hang out, man. If anything, it's going to be a cool hang.
Yeah.
If not anything else, you know what I mean? So
to
the website again is Micah's Voice, MICAHSVOICE.com. Just log on, or you can go into our Instagram page. We have one of those too. And you can check all that out. But Trev, we're gonna do something different.
Let's do it.
I haven't done this yet in any of the shows. But I actually, and I think you saw this on Instagram, I called out to all of your fans to ask you questions. Now we're not going to get through all of them because it's a lot of them.
Some top 5, John.
Yeah. We'll do some, and we'll call out the folks that actually ask these questions. Actually, this first one is a comment. Now I don't know about this, so I haven't seen this. It said, "This is from Living in Chocolate. I'm still mad at him for taking Cyrus's credit for his song on Let It Shine." Wait,
That'll never end.
What is that? What is that?
That's from the movie. I'm telling you, I get people walking up to me to this day saying that same sentence you just said. Why did you do that to Roxy? I said, guys, I'm an actor. It was in the script. I did not really do it. It's fake. I'm not the guy that you really saw in the movie. But they really think.
Right.
Trevor,
you
why
really
would you
ganked
do
somebody's
that?
song.
They really think I took a song. I'm like, no. And it's funny because a lot of people who've seen Let It Shine, they think that's me singing. I don't sing one time in the. So imagine this, right? As a vocalist, knowing how passionate I am about music.
Right.
My first big movie, everybody in the movie sings but me. Everybody.
Why? But why? What?
Because one, that was my character, and two, they just probably didn't really, care about that. But isn't that crazy? Like, so I wanted to speak to just anybody who's watching this who I feel like my whole my whole career, I felt like I was on the bench in terms of things that I really wanted to do. Like even in Superfly, like my song wasn't in the movie. I tried to get my song, you know what I mean? It was just like always felt like, this is what I was made to do. Why aren't you let me do this?
That frustration.
This is my thing.
Yeah.
Right? And I just felt like that was always kind of my energy. But I'm saying that to say, not head down, but head on the work and just continue to elevate your game in every way. But don't be discouraged and don't self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Because just because people don't see it doesn't mean God doesn't see it.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that stuff isn't shifting that you can't see. That's my main issue with my life is that I don't I'm a very, like, I need to see visual.
Right.
That's why I like the gym, because I work out, I can kind of see it. But a lot of God's work you cannot see.
That's right.
So it feels like it's pointless.
Yeah.
Or it feels like there's no really, like, meaning to it.
Yeah.
And there is.
Yeah.
There is.
It
Even
is.
this, us meeting, again, is an affirmation of, like, all the stuff I had done before I met you.
Yeah.
Meant something. You
Yeah.
saw it. You thought it was, you know.
Yeah. Real talk. Real talk.
So-
Okay. All right. This is from Just a National Treasure.
Okay.
What inspired the name Born Art as well as the cute little logo?
I was in H&M. Me and my brother and my mom were in H&M. And I randomly was like, Born Art, Born Art, Born Art. I just started like saying like it just came out. I was like, Born Art. I was like, what is that? I was like, you get what I'm saying though? Like we were all born art. Like we were born the way God made us. God is the God is the artist, and we are His art. We were all born art. And I also then that kind of snowballed into like something that really hurts my feelings is when people feel like the way that they were born or the way they exist isn't right. I don't think God makes mistakes, right? So I think it's accepting who we are. And I don't mean, because you can emotionally feel any way you want, but I just mean physically, you know? Somebody may be born with his eyes a little more wide or farther apart, or and just might be self-conscious about the way that they are and the way God made them.
Right.
It's like, dude, that's intentional.
Yes.
That's on purpose.
Yes.
And everything has intentionality with it, and especially in our design.
Yes.
So born art is so powerful for me because the way I am is more than enough. So that goes past the physical. It goes into what I want to write. It goes into what I want to create.
Yeah.
There's no limit on that because I was born the perfect way.
That's right.
You know? And so that goes on to the production side. I want to eventually do movies and clothes and all that stuff. But born art, that's what that means. Self-acceptance, self-freedom. And, you know, you got people taking their lives because they just don't feel like they're right.
Right.
And they are.
Right.
You were born art. You were born beautiful. You were born loved. You know?
Message.
And so that's what the shark represents. That's what I represent. My brother, our foundation. Like, we want to eventually, you know, open up schools and do things like that, you know, to just kind of promote self-acceptance, because we got so many people looking at this phone. If I don't look like this, if I don't talk like this, if I don't rap like this, if I don't have this chain, I'm meaningless. I don't have a life.
It's insanity.
Yeah, and it's sad for these kids who, you know, they're not even developed here yet.
Yeah.
And you're seeing all this stuff, and it's hard not to think you don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Children are the most impressionable.
Yeah. And they're the ones that the most times, like, they're the first ones to be like, are you famous? Like, that's the first question. Not, hey, what do you do? Are you celebrity? You know?
Right.
Because that's what they think is value.
Right.
But it's not.
It's not.
It comes with what we're trying to
That's
do.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
You
It's a
know?
byproduct.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We'll do a couple more.
Sorry, I'm long-winded today.
No, you good, man. Listen, it's a podcast. You're supposed to be long-winded. Let me see. Will you be dropping another video from the It's Complicated album?
Yes, I will. I have 2 videos that are unreleased, but I got to drop those soon because the next album, it's time. I'm itching to get that out.
Okay.
Lipstick red.
Hey, we're going to get to that. Okay. Some fun stuff.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Silver.
Silver?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Always since I was a young boy.
Dream collab when it comes to music. What movie genre would you like to star in next?
Well, I had one dream collab. That's with this legend right here, Mr. Shawn. So we had one. Another dream collab would be Wayne, Drake, Kendrick, Usher.
Okay.
The list goes on.
Let's go. Okay. Last one from the fans. What gives Trevor Jackson the ick?
Rude people. Yeah, I don't play that shit. I don't care where I'm at. And it's like my body like reacts before I can even react. I'm like, did that motherfucker just...
Right.
You know, I'm just... you know, people can say, oh, they hate their job. They hate their whatever. But it's like... It's almost a conundrum because you would have a better time if people were having a better time. You know what I mean?
That's real.
It's like because you're upset, you want everybody else to be upset, but you'd probably feel better if you were just a little bit nicer. So I think that's a major thing for me, ick. And again, the self, I don't want to call it an ick, but I would like to help people with self-confidence issues. You know? I'm like, yo, again, I just go back to the fact God doesn't make mistakes. Like and think about how many sperms had to come through for you to win. You won out of like 2 billion, bro.
Right. You won.
Like, have some fucking like confidence.
Right.
You're here. You're here.
Yeah.
You're breathing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like those things need to be valued more. It's like we just shit on everyday stuff that means so much. Like every time I walk into my house, you know, sometimes I have friends or people that don't see me all the time, like, what are you doing? But every time I come to my house, I sit in the sun for like at least 5, 10, 15 seconds. I'm like, thank you for just being here. Smelling them, tasting them, moving. I lost my fucking leg. I couldn't walk for a year. I'm walking on 2 feet. My back was messed up to the point to where I couldn't get out of bed. Now I can move around. I'm about to go surf this week. Like, there's a lot of things to be grateful for.
Wow.
Sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
Man, like this is what the people want to see. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to hear. You know what I mean? To have these conversations. Okay, real quick, because we always do a top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5 favorite actors. You mentioned Denzel.
Ooh, this is going to make me mad because as soon as I leave here, I'm going to say the other ones. All right. So, Denzel, Colin Farrell, Leonardo.
Okay.
This is where it gets tricky.
Yep. It always gets tricky around 4 and 5.
You know what I'm saying?
4 and 5 is always the tricky.
Because like you said, you always realize you're going to leave someone off at that point.
I gotta put, if I'm being factual, like just facts of just skill level, I'm putting Daniel Day-Lewis up there.
Okay.
I don't watch Daniel Day-Lewis movies all the time, but the ones I've seen, I'm like, okay, I get it.
He's super dope.
Yeah, he's an alien.
Yeah.
Okay. Denzel, Leo, Colin Farrell, Daniel Day-Lewis.
One more.
That just acts their butts off, and I'm just like, oh my.
It's a lot of them.
I'm gonna just go Will Ferrell to just throw him off a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell's a genius.
Yeah. And people don't realize he's not trying to be funny. He's just acting really good in those situations.
Yo,
he's going in ridiculous situations, but he's being very real to how one would be in that.
The outtakes sometimes is better than the movie.
Yeah. The Step Brothers outtakes are crazy.
Oh my God.
He said, this is Galco. I said, but you can't put a name on the face of your innocence. He said, what's the pup's name? He's like, you can't name the pup because you can't put a name.
I'm telling you, like the things that comes out of this dude's mouth is ridiculous.
But you see, a lot of his stuff is improv. It's closest to the moment. Like it's the first thing that comes. And that's why we love it. That's why I try to chase that when I'm creating something.
For sure. That's what makes the greatest moments in acting. I remember when Antoine Fuqua was talking about the Denzel part in Training Day.
Yeah.
And how the King Kong ain't got shit on me. That was not in the script.
Yeah.
And he just kept the camera rolling. Yo, this don't on one. The same thing with Denzel again when he did Malcolm X.
And he's an alien.
Yeah, and Spike was like, I just let the cameras roll. He just went off on a tangent. That's when you know you are a master at what you do. Where you can just kind of just go and people are just captivated by it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I freaking love Denzel, man. That's my dream.
Yeah.
My dream is to work with him, dude. And he's only got a few movies left.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Now, check this out, right? I got this guitar.
Yep.
Courtesy of Yamaha.
Okay.
I'm always giving them a shout out.
Yamaha, send some free guitars down to the studio now.
Yeah. No, they
play,
will.
but I want one too.
She's just a girl from the valley, grew up in Beverly Hills. All that money from mama and daddy, never had to pay no bill. From party to party, she stays up, ain't slept in a couple of days. But you could tell from the makeup, she's so good at hiding her face. Lipstick red, painted on jeans. She the type of girl to set your soul on fire. She broke a lot of hearts, crushed a couple dreams. Why do I still wanna be beside her? Oh.
Okay. I want to try that. And it worked.
That was cool.
No. Check this out, right?
So it pre-records something you can play over?
It pre-records. It is a songwriter's dream.
Yeah.
Like you can overlap like 48 times.
What?
No, it's sick.
Wow.
It's sick. But check this out, right? It's sick. Because it's one of those things where when
That's cool.
I started doing this podcast, it was like, okay, I need something like this. Because it just allows me to kind of like add layers and textures to a lot of this going on. So here, I'm gonna see if I can connect this real quick.
guitar, you can pre-program.
You
Yeah.
can pre-program. You can
40 times, you
pre-program.
said up to 40
yeah.
times.
Like I
When
could
you're-
have layered
when you're
this like 20
strumming
more
it,
times.
It's already.
Yeah. Like listen. Like it'll. Like hold on.
That's great.
So I was able to kind of like at least lay that and.
This is where technology is dope, right?
Yeah. When he was playing this in the studio, we were like, ooh. So just so you guys know the words.
Yeah,
She's just a girl from the valley.
Come on.
Grew up in Beverly Hills. All that money from mama and daddy. She never had to pay no bills. From party to party, she stays up. Ain't slept in a couple of days. But you couldn't tell from the makeup because she's so good at hiding her face. Her lipstick red, painted on jeans. She the type of girl to set your soul on fire.
All right, but check this out, right? Hold on, I got another one. All right, let's see if I can play this right.
Ooh. I'm just a guy on the side, belong to somebody else. So don't sell me no love that you know I cannot buy. The guy on the side, good, it's alright, yeah. We can even make another song to this. I don't see nothing wrong with this. Feeling good, good energy and good vibes. We just tryna have ourselves a good time. We can sit on the streets, oh yeah. Motherfuckers, oh, they hating on me, yeah. I got the rhythm and blues, oh yeah. The king of the rhythm and blues, oh yeah. Hey, this way I've been stuck, no, yeah. This way I've been loving, this way I've been loving, yeah. We don't love Moses. We only have more than I got to see it. Look at my feet. Bad bitches, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. And they told me you don't see it. No leak, no deal. I can be one of the best don't sell me no love that you know I cannot buy. The guy on the side, girl, it's alright. Don't sell me no love that you know I cannot buy. Guy on the side. Hard. That's it.
I'm trying to tell
That's
you.
sick. The pre-recorded shit is sick.
No, this shit is crazy.
That is dope.
No, this guitar is crazy. Again, shout out to Yamaha.
Yamaha, I like one. I'll get you my address. Don't trip. I'll get you the address, the area code. I'm in California. You feel me?
Trust me, he will play that mug too.
For real.
Apparently, you have a before Shawn signs up, you have a record that you did a remix on. That's Chris Brown's. Apparently, this.
Oh yeah,
Pretty popular.
residuals.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
he did
residuals.
residuals, and I know what he's talking. He's alluding to the under influence,
Yeah.
where you got a lot of of people where had a few things to say about how you express yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's get into it.
Oh, let's get into it because guess
We can
what?
do that.
Guess what? Let's address that. 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of people were kind of clown, and some of it was all in fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand the I guess
Passion.
the passion and the science behind creating music. I know Beyonce's pretty, right? But most of the time when she's really getting into her singing bag,
Yeah.
she's making some grimacing faces.
Yeah.
And even down to guitar players, they making
Oh yeah. Yeah.
weird faces because that facial manipulation helps with
Yeah.
the urgency of the notes that you're pushing. out.
100%. 100%.
So when you see this young man doing his thing, first off, a lot of people that had a lot to say about it couldn't do a tenth of what you do
Thank you, man.
vocally. So that's
Appreciate
one. And if you truly understood what it means to push out certain notes and to sing with a certain type of inflection and passion, then you'll probably be making the same faces too. So I saw that. People were kind of like being clownish about it. And again, it's all in fun.
Yeah.
We're entertainers, and sometimes we got to take those punches in the gut.
Actually, they wanted him to sing the hook. I don't even know what you're even alluding to.
I know what you're alluding to. You're talking about the water situation, which I do want to talk about because that goes back to the fact we were talking about the trying, right?
Yeah.
We live in a world where trying isn't cool. And for me, trying is why I decided to get up and do what I do in life. I saw you guys. I saw Stevie Wonder. I saw these people on the stage, and I didn't just hear them. I felt them. And I felt them because I saw how much they were putting into it. If I see veins popping out, and if I'm seeing your face contort up, I'm realizing you could care less about how you look.
Yes.
It's about how you feel.
That's it.
And that's what this world needs to get in tune with, is the feeling and the connection, and less of the spectacle and the outer perimeters of stuff, because that stuff is not going to last. Every beautiful man, every beautiful woman is going to be an old, ugly man and an old, ugly woman.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, they're beautiful because they survive.
If you're blessed to get there.
Yeah, if you're blessed to get there. So when it comes to that and me being passionate about my stuff, I'm always going hard. And you were just saying, like, in anything I do, I'm going to give my all. And I'm not going to do less because I feel like people are, you know, I don't work for them.
Sometimes you do have to say fuck them.
They were trying to get the hook out of you. They weren't trying to.
You're talking about the Under the Influence. Yeah, they want me to do the full song.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, okay.
Me and Chris are going to do a song, right, Chris?
There you go.
Right, buddy? We're going to do a song for the people one day. And
Absolutely.
I would love this. This is actually my dream. I'm going to say right now. I want to do a record with Chris, and I want at least 8 to 15 seconds dance break of us doing something together.
Let's go.
Wah.
Oh, that's going to happen.
That's my dream.
It's in the universe.
We're going to make it happen.
How has that not happened already?
Yeah. We got to make it happen.
Yeah.
You eat your people. You eat your people.
That's right. That's
my
right.
people.
Oh, no. It's
We
on the
need you,
pop.
dog.
It's on the pop. One last question.
Yes.
You walk into a restaurant, right? Get something to eat. Sit down at the table. Order your favorite dish. What's your favorite dish?
It depends, but right now you're just talking about off top. I would like some fettuccine alfredo with chicken and spinach.
One of my favorites too. In walks in a younger version of Trevor Jackson.
Oh, man.
He sits down. He's looking for some knowledge. He's looking for some understanding of what the future will hold and his current status of where he is now. What do you tell the younger Trevor Jackson?
Well, after I dried my eyes from crying just from gazing upon that guy, I would I would say, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Don't take everything so personally. Everybody has a life outside of you that they're worried about their own thing. But hold fast and be happy.
And on that note, this has been another episode of what I think is one of the greatest podcasts on air right now.
Of all time.
You know what I'm saying? My name is Shawn Stockman. Please give it up one more time for Mr. Trevor Jackson.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Hey, y'all, and that was on that note. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, here's a couple more videos for you to check out. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.